This is my early 80s or 90s Briggs & Stratton reel mower. It's a 2 horsepower and it's been sitting for probably around 20 years. Definitely not in the best condition, but in today's video, we're gonna start something I've always wanted to do. This video is inspired by Tom Reefer's car trade-up challenge. Today we're gonna start with this and we're gonna trade as far as we can get, assuming we can get this thing working, but it's a small block engine. I could find another just like it, but assuming we can get this thing running, we are gonna try and trade this thing up until we can get a first or second gen Mustang. That is one of my dream cars. So we're gonna start with this reel mower. It's definitely a little crusty, and our pull start's stuck out, and our throttle cable's rusted out. So we're gonna need a new throttle cable. But first thing I think we need to do is we need to take our pull start off and get it functioning, because as you can see, pull start is stuck all the way. So we're gonna start with that. All right.
You.
Now, before we start, I want to establish a few rules. First of all of our trades have to be straight across, no cash on top, just straight across. If they want to add cash on top of the trade they give me, that's okay. I can add that to a budget, but no added on cash by me. Second, I want all my trades to either need some sort of work, and I'm going to spruce them all up so that they end up with a better quality at the end, so I can trade them up. Now, right here, you can definitely see things a little crusty. I was trying to find the exact year of this, but it seems a lot of our text has rusted off. So, what we're gonna start by doing, they did some sort of wiring job, I think maybe to hold the gas tank up, because it seems the carburetor's a little loose. So we're just gonna snip this wire off right here, and then get our pull start cover off. Give it a little snip. Hopefully our gas tank don't fall off, but I'll tighten that before. But a little backstory on this mower is our ranch that is in my family had a barn that was falling down, and this was under it. While we were jacking the barn up, this was under it. So now I'm gonna try and fix this thing up, and this is gonna be the start to our trade-up challenge. Most Briggs & Stratton engines like this only have 3 bolts on the pull start cover, at least the ones I've worked on. I'm gonna give this pull start cover just a little. Yep. Oh wow. Very, very crusty. Especially in this, you can see a little pile of dirt down in there. So let's just bang that out on the floor. Now, if you're looking here, seems my pull start cord is still pretty much intact, but it seems this cord just needs a good winding. This pull start cover is very rusty, but first things first, you can kind of hear that ugly noise. We don't want that, so I'm gonna come up here, grab a little bit of lithium grease, and I'm just gonna kind of put it around the edge just like this, especially since we had some evidence of rats. I'm just gonna use a bit around all the edges, and then I'll go ahead and just kind of shove it around. Now that I kind of got some of that lube all around the edges, what we're gonna do is we're gonna shove some pliers down in here and we're gonna fish up the pull start rope, and we'll spin it around without the pull start rope in there, so that will give us some tension. But first, we got to pry up these keepers. So when we're prying up these keepers, we want to be pretty careful that we don't end up popping this whole thing out, because it's a pain to get all back together. Now that we got both the keepers up on both sides, we're just going to pull this pull start off to the side. And I don't know if you can see, but we're going to shove our pliers down there and fish out this little rope right here. Yep, just like that. See? Now I got our rope out of the wheel. and we're just gonna give it a good spin around a couple times while holding that rope. All right, so I think I'm gonna have to take this out. Oh, no. Yeah, because as I said, I just picked up a new recoil spring from a local lawnmower parts seller. It was $13. I'll put the exact price up in the corner right now. But $13. I'm gonna keep track of all the prices on this challenge, so that way we kind of know how much it would cost you if you were to do it. I'll cut to when we get back to the house and are getting ready to put the coil spring in. I hate traffic. There's an oversized load, like 50 cars in front of me, and it's going like 30 miles an hour. We are officially back in the workshop, and only thing we had to pay for was our brand new fancy dancy recoil spring, which was only $13.05. So we'll add that to the subtotal, probably like down over here somewhere. I don't know. But now it's finally time to put this in here. So looks like we're gonna break everything. Looks like we don't need this anymore. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to pull this zip tie over, if it wants to come off, maybe. Well, we can start with this one. We can pull that one off, and then we've got one end of our coil spring, and then this one I think I'm gonna need to cut off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna feed our inside end into this bad boy. We're gonna just insert it and then twist, except it's gonna be a little hard based on which side we're on, down in this hole over here. So we'll just shove it in and give her a turn, which should have pretty much locked it into place. Alrighty, now that I got the pull start all buttoned up pretty much, just gonna pull this off, this carburetor off and all this intake and stuff, and just take a look at this, because it looks like it's cracked, but I'm gonna see what I can do. Alright, so as I assumed, this carburetor is snapped in half right there, so instead of replacing it, I'm gonna put the pull start cover back on and fill it up with some gas, because it's pretty empty in there. It's a little weird looking, but I'm gonna send it anyway. So I'm gonna put the pull start cover back on here and throw some gas in it, and we'll see if it cranks over or if it just decides it wants to leak. Oh no. Let's give her some carb cleaner. Back to direction, that's a good sign. Let's see. What's our throttle look like? This. Oh, it's wanting to go. Let me. choke's right here. Okay, found our choke. It's a little pull lever right here at the back. Right here. Give it some more carb cleaner. Alright, so I got this carb and tank off. And it's definitely in rough shape, especially this inlet for our carburetor. So I'm gonna see if there's a way to separate these, or if I have to buy a whole new tank, or what's going on. I might have to buy a whole new tank and carburetor. This old gasket is so old that it's freaking hard and just sealed to this piece of metal right here. So I think it's definitely a new carburetor time, but the question is, can I find this carburetor? Alrighty, so I got a new carburetor ordered, but while I'm at it, I think I'm going to clean both of these up with a wire wheel and just get some of the other stuff done so it's ready for when we want to paint it, because I think I am going to paint this. So first of all, actually got an amazing filter. Alright, pretty much the last thing we can do now is go ahead and take our engine, which is somewhat complete. It's missing our air intake, our carburetor, and our fuel tank. But we can't do that until we get our new carburetor, because this thing is definitely not sealing. It seems that the whole freaking carburetor snapped in half somehow. So the last thing I'm going to do today, obviously I painted everything and got pretty much everything ready for when we get that carb, but I really can't do much else until I get that carb. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the engine on for today, and we'll see. I'll come back when we get that engine or that carburetor. Alright, it is now Tuesday, a couple days after I said I was gonna be back, but we ordered the closest looking carb we could find, and it was this, and this is clearly not right. So what I'm going to do is, because we can't find any carbs that look any closer at all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my broken piece of my carb, throw it right here with some of this bad boy, and then Amazon's going to supply us with a gasket from this carburetor. So I'm just going to JB weld this together, and we're going to see if it will fit, because it doesn't seem Amazon has these carbs, and I couldn't find any. So we're going to open this up and do this. We're just going to throw some of this JB weld right on here. And we'll go ahead, mix it together. This is not the way you probably should fix this, but it's the way we're going to do it, because it's all we have. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to throw that down. We're going to fill up the entire spot where it snapped with this epoxy. And then throw those two bad boys together. So now we're just gonna clean this surface up so that we've got a good connection. But now we're gonna clean this connection up so we have a clean connection between the carb and the engine. So we're just gonna clean all the resin off and everything, just get it nice and clean. So it's not perfect, but I'm gonna get my air compressor and blow all the dust I got in there out now. And then we're gonna throw it on with the Amazon gasket and see how it works. So, alrighty, now we're gonna throw our fuel tank on first with its gasket and all. So we'll get this all lined up. So I'm pretty sure that's the screaming like in the last motor, so I'm gonna have to take the pull start cover off.
Thousands of tears later.
So everything's lubed up, all the chains. I just sprayed it with some Tri-Flow Superior lubrication, and we're gonna give it a go, see what happens. So. Alright, so we're up here at the lawn and we're going to give this thing a quick little test because I've always liked how these things work. How many pulls? Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot! I had the spark plug grounded out. It's gonna start right now, watch. Needs a little something. Well, now that I mess with everything, it's not gonna start. Success! I didn't want to cut too much, and I didn't. Oh, wow. That's like, if we didn't keep our grass as long as we do, that's like the perfect length. And it cut really well. Could use a little sharpening. Look at that. Don't mind the dog poop I ran over. But, wow. Wow! Alright, so in total, we spent $20 on the pull start and $6 on the JB weld. I did end up sending the carburetor back because obviously it didn't work on this one. So, runs and drives, or runs and mows. So, I'm going to list this thing up on Facebook Marketplace for trade only, and we'll see what we get. So, stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see.